Hello, and today is the 22nd of the 3rd, 2018, and it is Let's Drone Out episode 134. Wow.
Jesus, H. Corbett.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. We are officially the oldest. And it is
Whoa,
Let's Drone Out episode.
Whoa.
Well done, Tony, for that.
Apologies. Hello, it's Tony.
Thank you, my queen. I never thought I'd see you again. So yeah, as you can hear, that's Tony in the background. Right.
Sorry.
So today's show will be edited by him, but paid for by Ferdy, editor. Yeah. Will you remember to put the special little shout out thing that you made? It was really lovely for Ferdy. Okay. Or however you say his name. I'm really sorry.
Looks like a thumbs up, I think.
Okay. Yeah, he's happy. He's editing right now. He looks really shocked. He's in his wild environment.
Dragged him out of his focus.
Yep. No worries. So today we are going to be talking to Alex Edit, but he's changed his YouTube name, and we'll find out about that later. Hello, Alex.
What's up?
Yep. And we're joined by our usual host, Frank the manager.
Hello. I'm currently a dog.
Andrew/Frank. Yep. If any of you are suffering from substance abuse, please feel free to contact him for support. We're also joined by Andy RC.
Hello.
What up?
And this is his RC channel. And my queen.
Bonjour.
He answers to it. Yes. It's like Pavlo's dog. Is it Pavlo? Is it Pavlo? I can't remember.
I just do it to amuse you, Jack.
Mass clucking. Alex, how you doing?
All right, man. What's going on? Hey, sorry about the time. I am absolutely awful at times, arriving on time. And so when we talked, I don't know, 2 months ago, I thought, oh man, that is so far out. And I wrote down the time on my calendar for 8 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that it was 8 p.m. your time.
I did remind you on Monday, and I was like,
I did.
I'm sure. Hang on. Did I write down? Hang on. Let me just. I want to know. Not that I want to shame you. I want to know whether I've done my job correctly. If I've screwed you.
Well, I don't know if it was you. I don't know if it was me. I usually don't care whose fault it was. I know that I wrote down 8 p.m.
Yeah, don't forget, you're on the podcast this week on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. Yeah. The thing is, I look at you and you're like, you do interviews and stuff like that, and I thought, yeah, he'll be fine, like no problem. But you are a very busy man.
That looks like a very comfortable chair, by the way.
Thanks. I love this chair. I'm, this is my main editing chair. When I'm editing and I'm in the zone, this is where I'm sitting.
That looks like one of my seats in my car.
It does.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Harness holes.
It has the side handle so that if I'm moving around, I don't fall down. And if I can stretch it out all the way out.
Wow.
Built for high G editing maneuvers.
That is laid back.
Mine's actually like that, except I'm too wide. You see, I got one too.
Oh, that's a cool chair.
Yeah, I want to replace it though. I'll have to look up the mate that you've got because that one looks much better than this.
My favorite part of this one, obviously, the little handle here, like just like a car,
handbrake.
That I can go completely flat, but this I can put my head back and really relax and still be sitting upright. Most chairs that I've had, like that one there, I don't know if you can see it. That's where I shoot video as well. That one, the chair ends like right here, so I can't put my head back, and I don't like that.
That kind of suggests that you end up sleeping at the office quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Actually, yesterday it was like 2 p.m. because I was working super late here, and I thought it was like 1:30, and I thought, man, let me close my eyes, let me take a nap. Like an hour later, I wake up, but I have a couch in the other room, and this office has like 3 different areas. I took a 1 hour nap.
This is the Urban Drones office, yeah? That you're in at the moment. Awesome.
Yeah.
Tony asked you a question earlier because Go for it. Go on, pretend.
I tried, but my internet just went pants then. My question was, the last video I saw was you in a Chinese motor factory, and then I saw nothing of you for a month.
Tony,
Why?
that's
No,
not a
I've-
question. That's a statement.
So I have. Well, let me. You did
What
ask the question
happened is
before.
what I want to know.
Okay, so first, I
question.
haven't gone away. I've continued to make videos. Hold on. I've continued to make videos. It's just that I changed the name of the channel. I didn't change my name. I changed the name of the channel because I want to, I was sitting down one day and I was thinking, man, I don't want this channel to be about me. I don't want this channel to be about me. I have a lot of other interests, and I want to be able to highlight other people that are doing really cool things. My channel is really based on the love for creating stories, telling stories. I love telling stories. And so when I started the channel, I didn't have other stories to tell, or it was really hard for me to tell other stories because people, they protect themselves. You don't know how you're going to tell their story. So I just started telling my story. And so now it's been like, I don't know, 2 years or something like that. I'm heavily into aviation and pretty much all things that fly: aviation, drones, helicopters, and RC airplanes. And so I'm now creating, I don't want to say it's a different channel, but I'm making it so that I can tell other stories outside of only my story. Because I don't only want to tell my story, I just want to tell stories. Just, and the thing that I like the most, and most of the people that I hang out with are either drone pilots or RC pilots or full-scale pilots. And so I thought, well, what if I change the name of the channel so that it's not about me, it's just about, my interest and the people that I know, their interest. And, that's how Flyers District came about. I looked into I don't know, 20 different names, looked at the domains, looked at the emails if they were available. And Flyers District, I don't know if I could probably grow tired of that name, but I think that it's a name that describes what the channel is about. It's about things that fly and the people that like the things that fly, the people that fly. So whether it's paragliders, drones, RC airplanes, or full-scale airplanes, that's what the channel's about, telling those stories. And
as long
so
as
that
it's
changed.
in your district.
Yeah, that is the, I call it the flying district, So it's just about flying. It's all about flying, right? Because it's not something that I like. It's something that I'm obsessed. It's an obsession. And everybody that I know is obsessed with, every pilot that I know, whether it's a drone pilot or any type of pilot, they're obsessed with flying and being around other people that fly and around people that, things that fly. So I don't know. I came up with that name, and I was bouncing the idea back and forth with a friend of mine, and that name kind of stuck, and so I changed the name.
So the first time I saw you, Alex, was actually on one of the first Road to Riot episodes. I think it's the one where they rented out the big house. And
yeah.
So I watched the Road to Riot video, and I saw you in that video on it, and then I found your channel and then went and watched you sort of did a kind of behind the scenes. And I sort of got the impression that I noticed that your editing style was very similar to that of Road to Riot. And I kind of got the impression that you were involved some way with Road to Riot early on. Is that the case? Were you doing some of the editing? Or
at the time, yeah. At the time I edited, I think it's been a while. I edited, I want to say 2 or maybe 3 episodes.
Yeah, the first ones, weren't they?
Yeah, it was the first couple of episodes. Maybe it was 2. I know Guns and Drones.
The bridge one. The one where Tommy dove down the thing? That was you as well.
I captured some of that footage. I didn't edit it.
Oh, fair enough.
And that episode actually came out just so perfect. The dam episode. When I watched it,
good,
I like that.
I thought if I would have edited that, I would have ruined it because I would have made it into a longer story. I would have added other things. And Son of Copper, that's what they call Chad's son. He's the one that edited. I think he's the one that edited that episode. It's right. It's so on point because it's the right amount of time. It's the right length, and it's just the right amount of content where you just at the end of the video, you're so satisfied, but you want to watch more. It's not too little, it's not too much, and it's just the right stuff. So
I thought
that
it was
episode
you,
came out
man.
so great. No. That episode
you
was
got some of the footage. That's why I thought it was
Have you guys talked about this before? Because these are questions I wasn't aware of, but I know Alex has been on before.
Don't worry about it, man, because it's always someone's first encounter with Alex. Like, don't ever worry about that.
Yeah, sure.
About what? Don't worry about what?
I was wondering whether you talked about this the first time, because I know you've been on the show before, but it's funny that I didn't
remember.
I didn't even know that, but I could tell from the style that it was you, and I think that's what actually initially got me interested in Road to Riot, and why I then found your channel is because I was interested in that style. It was kind of like very similar to sort of how, because I was watching Casey at the time as well, and I was a huge fan of Casey, and I could see that in you a little bit as well, and it was kind of all new for me. So how did you actually get in? How did it start with Road to Riot? How did they find you for you to sort of get
He's a
involved?
legend.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's such a good question. So I met Chad Capper, I don't even know how many years ago, 3-4 years ago at a drone convention. I was speaking at a drone convention, and I met Chad Capper. I knew of Chad Capper because of Flight Test, and so we met, and then he.
Bless you.
I want to make sure that I get that correct. Then he invited me out. He
we just
told me
call
what
him?
he was.
Should we see whether he's busy?
Sure.
Message
Yeah. So he told me what he was putting together, and I knew, that it was going to be successful because, his idea, the way that he was thinking about it, he was doing, I guess, what you call casting. He was looking for people, and right around that time is when I was in Vegas. Then after that, probably a week after that, I took a trip to Vegas. Or maybe it was the same trip. God, I don't remember. But then I met Steele and Chat Nowak. And funny story, side story. I was looking through my drive. I have all these hard drives. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
I was looking through footage the other day, and so I have all these hard drives, literally buckets of hard drives.
Wow.
Right? and I was plugging in hard drives because I was looking for a shot of an airplane that I had taken, and I found the footage of the moment that I met Steele Davis and Chad Nowak in Vegas on the floor of
Were they still friends back then?
Yeah, they were really good friends. And so anyway, where was I going? I digress so far away.
How you met Chad?
Oh, yeah. So I met Chad, and then I think Chad told me about, what he was trying to do. And then weeks later, after I had met with Steele Davis and Chad Nowak, they were planning shoot. And so they invited me to the shoot as one of the production people, camera and editing. And so I'm like, all right, let's go. And so I went out, and that's how that came about. And awesome. I wish I was still part of it, but I had to make a decision pretty early on because it's working on Road to Riot was taking a ton of my time, right? And so I have this thing here that I'm doing, Urban Drones, my company, and working, the Road to Riot thing was just taking so much of my time. So I had to make a choice. Hey, chat.
Hey,
right.
Yeah.
So
we're banging you off and stuff, man.
At that time, I had to make a choice, and man, it was probably one of the toughest calls. I remember talking to my wife about it. Like, man, I in the moment that I dropped that call to was like the absolute worst moment. But I was at a time where, okay, either I commit to Road to Riot full time, or I commit to my company full time. I can't do both. because then I'm gonna do a shitty job at both. And so that one night, I went in my garage and I had to call Chad, and I'm like, Chad, I just can't do it, man. And my God, it was such a tough call because I really wanted to do it. I really wanted to commit. I was loving what I was doing. I mean, I was editing, and I was editing something that I really enjoyed. And you know, Chad, he took it really cool. I don't think he was really happy because of the timing.
I cried.
No, you didn't. But it was like maybe like a Thursday or like a Saturday night, and the Guns and Drones episode was gonna be up, had to be up like that Monday, and I was stressing out. I mean, I had a pile of emails from my company and a pile of things to do for my company, and I also had this 2 episodes that I was working on. I'm like, oh fuck, I just can't do both, and so yeah.
But what I was going to ask that question, but what I thought was interesting is you still crop up everywhere. You're in everybody's videos, like you're at every single event somehow, and I think a lot of people know you through that as well. So I guess you know, no, there's no hard feelings there because you know.
I don't think there are. I mean,
no, none at all. No, I was very thankful. No. Alex took Guns versus Drones. That whole format was because of Alex. I mean, we refined it a lot. Like it went through like 4 heavy refined edit stages because we
at least, yeah,
we wanted it to be like a TV show. But the problem is even the way that it was shot was so intense. Like it was very. Alex, you remember how much pressure there was when we were shooting it?
None at all.
What, not to get shot?
It was really intense. And so one thing that actually, you know what? I just thought about this, Chad. We never had this conversation. Something that I just thought about because
good. We'll have it live.
Yeah. I was just part of a TV show. I was just part of a TV show, and
people asking you stuff in chat, Chad. By the
way. I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. It was the drone challenge show. What? I'm sorry, I forgot the name. You forgot it too.
The ultimate drone challenge. So that I came from, my background is in TV, editing other TV shows, and the thing that I have with TV is that it's so, the only way that I can describe it is so like, it's like a box, right? It's like it's just so just bland. It's so, you know.
Well, that's why. So we've had, since starting Rotor Riot, we've had, and I'm not kidding, at least a dozen TV producers make me some kind of offer to do something, and I've turned every one of them down. And not that they were full offers, but I didn't even consider it because every one of them was, we'll take you, put you on TV, we'll own part of it. And I'm like, wait, so you'll pretty much do the concept that we're already doing, but you'll take ownership from me and put it on a dying medium.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's the thing with TV. Yeah. And the way when you watch TV, I don't have cable, but every now and then, just this weekend, I was out of the country and I was at a hotel and I happened to be watching TV, and every now and then I get in front of a TV and I'm watching like this style of editing and this style of, it's so boring and so just like predictable, very predictable.
It's the chocolate chip cookie mix, and they put in raisins, and then they put in white chocolate chips, and then they put in walnuts, and but it's the same freaking cookie.
Yes, it's just so.
I don't know. I watched episodes of Columbo. I'm loving it.
I just cancelled my TV license. Cancel your TV licenses in England. Watch YouTube, Netflix, and stuff. You'll find.
Well, now Netflix, I don't categorize TV. Netflix is the new media platform, and I would absolutely do something with Netflix if they, if there was the opportunity.
Well, why don't you just phone them? They greenlight everything, isn't it? Like Ring Ring, isn't that a joke on BoJack Horseman? They phone up and it's like, "Hello, Netflix, greenlight."
I would say Netflix is the new HBO. It's everything they do is
whoa, that's rich coming from you, Comcast.
That independent feel of like you see someone's voice. It's not this stupid same exact formula that. The first 30 seconds, you already know how everything's gonna end, and the commercials and they're coming up. Oh my God, I hate it.
I don't know, man. I've seen some panty liner ads that kind of blew me away recently. Like, you know, Dad, would it have made a
Jack,
difference?
who's hanging out behind?
That's my editor.
That's
Hi, editor.
What up?
Man, do you want to borrow him? He's pretty good.
I just wondered if you knew someone was back.
Yeah. He's a complete asshole because like I'm like, oh sorry, hang on. What time is that? 2029. Sorry. 29. He's like texting his wife and he's accidentally texting me about gluten-free bread, and I'm like, I'm trying to do a podcast here. And he's like, oh, it's gluten-free bread. It's what was it? Gluten-free bread. I don't know why. There's got to be some sort of wheat-free bread thing that's not stupidly expensive. I'm trying to do a serious show here, and I'm getting that.
LDO, serious show. I don't know.
So if you see me like throw things back there at him, and then he sneezed as well.
If you know
it actually looks like he's sitting on your shoulder.
It isn't stupidly expensive.
I like the lighting. The lighting looks so cool, doesn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, it looks like
it's not serious. It's silly ass.
Yeah, yeah. He really wants. If any of you guys are we should ask Mousy. Mousy will know. She's gluten intolerant. Anyone know any gluten free? Is it gluten free?
We're going way off.
Why are we talking
about gluten?
You know those TV executives?
What,
Did any one of them offer you cocaine and whores? Like, just want to know.
Can we talk about wool socks next?
Wool socks? Yeah, I can do if you want. Like,
Yeah.
what socks do you got on?
That's one of my favorite topics.
Really? Have you ever had sealskin socks, man? They're badass. They're waterproof.
No, I actually
not real sealskin, though.
I know that. Seal is into seal something off, not.
Just want to make sure.
God damn it.
Well,
I don't even.
Just
what
die
are
of
we
old age.
talking
Is
about?
it okay then?
I have no idea.
What was that, Chad? Dying wool.
If seals just die of old age, do you use their hides then, or is that disrespectful?
I don't know whether it make quality socks though. Surely you want the fresh, you know, like.
Oh my God, is it me or what are we talking about?
I don't
Welcome
know.
to Let's Drown Out. Anyway, you're urban drones. You're all about like, you know, going out to the wilderness, you know, in the cold weather, flying your drone, finding out where those seals are, and then clubbing them.
Jack,
Alex,
I'm going to club you in a minute.
Good. Put me out of my
drive
misery.
down to Brighton and punch you in the face.
Anyway, that is a negative comment, Tony.
Am I not allowed to do negative stuff? Or is it all
So,
positive? You're picking me
what's
then.
going to happen to Tony?
Are you going to mute me for 5 minutes?
Oh, sorry, Tony.
Can I ask the guests some questions?
Yeah, please do.
So to get back on topic, we're talking about Alex and Road to Riot, and then so Alex is focusing more now on general aviation. A question that I had for him was, has the drone side of it taken a sort of back? Is it like on the back burner now that you're doing general aviation? Do you fly? Do you fly less? Do you fly less sort of FPV and stuff?
Well, let me put it this way. I've the last 3 years. The last 4 years, I have flown less and less drones, but I work with drones every single day. And the reason why I fly less is because I'm more, you know, in the running my business instead of flying. It's so stupid. When I go flying drones, I feel guilty. Oh man, why am I flying? I should be working.
Sure.
And so, but I still fly at least once a week. This past weekend, I took my Mavic to Dominican Republic, and I was flying around at a really cool place. But if I have time, what is that? Is that an Air?
Chad, what is it?
Yeah, it's the Mavic Air.
That's a Mavic Air. So if I have time, at the moment, I rather fly full scale than drones. How is the Air? I was gonna get it, and I wasn't sure.
I got one. Yeah.
I love it.
But how's that
I would say
thing?
It's fine. We just did. Actually, we have an episode coming up where we tested the Mavic and the Mavic Air next to one another.
And then you blew them up.
Oh, you got to watch.
And then you shoot them.
It's Chad.
I would say I would say the Mavic Pro one, just because I still feel like Wi-Fi drones, for me, my opinion, are not my thing. I mean, with my Mavic Pro, I'm flying, not in the US, of course, but I'm flying 2 miles out.
No,
I mean,
and I can tell you, yeah, I can tell you, we were at, I'll just tell you, it's no big deal. We were at like 4 to 5 feet off the ground, and flat ground in Florida, and we went out. I got 3,300 feet away.
Holy shit!
So it's over half a mile. It's about 2/3 of a mile
on Wi-Fi. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So
were you in Tampa the other day?
Yeah. Yeah.
No way, dude. That day I flew to Sarasota. I was like 5 minutes from you, and then I took off to another airport.
Oh wow!
We were there. I could have gone there.
Quad camp, we did all that.
I lost you. What did you say?
I said we did quad camp and we shot episodes and all that stuff.
Cool.
Frank, people want you to talk more. Ask a question.
I'll ask a question when I come up with one.
So real quick, I was going to say, I was definitely heartbroken when Alex ditched us.
I did not. When you put it like that, it's
no, it's the truth. But I forgive you because my son now has a wonderful editing career, and he has really blossomed. I don't know if you watched our latest edit that he did.
I was just talking about my, about him as an editor. There are some episodes that I've watched, The Dam being one of them, that if I would have edited it, I would have ruined it. I would have completely ruined it. And he did such because it was such a perfect amount of footage used, such a perfect amount of everything. It was.
He potentially had a beautiful chance to have an acting career, and you've just lumbered him with editing. That's what you did.
But he's good at it.
He's really good at it.
What's that?
Yeah.
I tell you, I've had a video production company since 1998, and I've had a lot of very talented people come through. And I absolutely don't want to insult any of my prior editors, but he is my son, and I honestly think he is the most talented editor, especially at his age, that I ever.
Wow.
And of course, I'm biased.
How old is he now?
He's 20, but I can tell you, I see more comments about the editing on our episodes than anything. So I'm a proud father. But if you guys haven't seen it, we just released a video called Drone.
Yeah, I saw it.
And it's like
amazing title, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, people were just, I was floored. I watched, I was like, I knew, so Tommy and Christian and Drew were talking about putting this highlight episode together. And I was like, oh, okay. So I watched it for the first time and I was like, what is, like, I was totally floored. I didn't even know what was coming. And I was like, this has feeling, emotion, story, depth. I mean, it was so rich.
Yeah.
And,
agreed. Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of the episodes. I mean, I get them on my notification, and I watched that one, and I was like, holy shit. That was just like, nothing had to be said. You just felt it. You just felt it. And I think that when you watch a video that doesn't say anything but says so much without saying words, that's good. That's good content. That's like deep content. And I love that specific episode. Was really good.
And this element that Alex and I are talking about is passion. I think that's why, I originally went to him, and quite frankly, I wanted Alex on Road to Right because I felt like he was qualified in so many different ways. He knew about drones. He was very passionate. He already had the background, the ability. But in my mind, and I'm being serious, when Alex stepped away, I was heartbroken. I'm not kidding. Like I felt like he was the best one for the job, But it does go to show, and nothing against you, Alex, but when you have a passionate team, it finds a way. Like, solution will find its way. If you keep on it and you keep that passion alive and you just keep pressing, another solution will crop up that you never imagined or never thought would happen. So I think that's a lesson.
Based on that theme, there's a book that I cannot recommend enough. It's called The Obstacle is the Way. And it talks exactly about that. When you hit a wall, when you're like at the worst, something really, really bad happens, that's what's supposed to happen for you to find a way, figure out a way to get over that wall. Because in a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're going to see that obstacle and you're going to see where you are. And that obstacle made, look at everything that has happened in your life. If you look back, I know a lot of people and myself, and I know a lot of you guys can say, you look at either mistakes that you've made or bad things that have happened to you, and then you see how that made you who you are today. You probably wouldn't change a lot of things, bad things that happened to you. You would want to change them at the time that they happened, but now looking back, you probably don't want to change them because they made you who you are today.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say the last 6 months of Rotor Riot was, some of our most challenging. And
I'd use the word testing.
Use the word what?
Testing.
Yeah. So it's been challenging, and Drew has a really good attitude about that too. Just like it's almost like double down. Like you're going this way and you hit a big bump and just double up and you just keep going. And as long as you're sticking with, now obviously if you get off base with your values, like the bridge dive was a big pivot point for us because we had to really reflect on that. Say we're about inspiring. We want to push for excellence. We want to push limits. But if it's attacking our values and our mission of entertaining, educating, and inspiring people in a disrespectful way or less than cautious, which I don't want to get into all that. You have to reflect on that. You have to think about it, but you don't wallow in it. You correct and you move forward, and you just keep moving forward. And I love that we have a team that does that, and and a team that wants to help people. Through all of that comes things like Quad Camp, which has been just phenomenal. And every weekend that we do a quad camp, the guys leave it on a natural high. They're so energized. Well, they're wore out by the time it's over, but in a really good way. And,
do you mean natural because Bot Grinder says it's natural? Sorry, I thought I just cracked that joke. True. I love sorry, there is something.
He's another one like. He's been wonderful. I mean, he's a purist. You know what I mean? Like he just.
Well, he doesn't use any tobacco. Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
No greens.
No, it's all green.
It's all pure. So.
Oh, he learned that from Chad. Everybody knows.
I just want to point out someone in the chat said Chad's got a 20-year-old son. He also used to be in the military as well.
Marine Corps, not Army.
Marine. Sorry, I do apologize. Sorry, Chad, he was a full-on jarhead.
I just bought some Bot Grinder motors. They made it to the UK.
You have them? Yes. You sent me a photo the other day.
Yeah, man. They went to quadcopters.co.uk and I've just ordered them. They'll be arriving tomorrow, so I'm happy.
You have them. Okay. You were asking me about them.
Yeah, man. I'm happy they're here.
Well, hey, I want to say something if I can about Quad Camp. Quad Camp, I think that's an idea that has been tried probably since I started in the drone industry in 2011. I have heard so many people, and so, we're going to have a warehouse where we're going to bring a bunch of people and we're going to teach a bunch of people. Down the street of my office, there was a guy that came here, a guy from a high school, actually, and he said, and so we're going to bring all the kids and we're going to teach them. And I have never seen it work, and you guys are making it work. What
Oh, they're crushing
what is
it.
it about it? Yeah.
Well, I think, okay, so this I'm glad you brought that up, because working in marketing, this is something I run into all the time. Everybody, so when you work in marketing, everybody brings you their ideas. You know, I got this idea. It's the best idea in the world. But what they don't realize is you heard that idea 20 other times from 20 other people that all thought they thought of it first. And
yeah.
so the ideas, you know, I don't want to diminish ideas. You know, ideas are great, but that's only a piece of it. Without proper execution, you know, so let's just say 33% of it is the idea, 33% is the execution. The other 33% is the adoption. Like, are people going to adopt? Are they going to use it? And that piece isn't determined purely on the originality of the idea or purely on the execution. It's a number of things, and you have to have that recipe correct. Yeah. And we were nervous, like we didn't know. You know, I was prepared. We'd try it and it would fail, but it didn't, and it just keeps growing. So we're happy.
And the one thing that I don't agree with what you're saying is the percentages. I don't think that ideas are like 33% idea, 33% execution. I think ideas are shit. I like literally. By the time you have an idea, there's at least 100 people that have had the same idea.
That doesn't mean the idea is bad, though.
No. But to me, an idea by itself, I literally think is absolute just crap. I think it's 90% execution, 10% idea. You could have a really bad idea that's well executed, and
look at Let's Go Now.
You'll find the bad things of the idea and make it a good idea just with a good execution plan.
Well, what makes an idea good, though? You said a bad idea. Who says it's bad?
I don't know. To me, execution is. I put so much more weight on execution than on the idea. Ideas they're cheap. I mean, you're taking a shower, you have 10 ideas. Ideas are so easy and so cheap. You have thousands of ideas.
Okay, so I'm with you. If what you're saying is ideas are plentiful, then yes, I agree. But I don't think you can really rate an idea. I think your idea just needs to find its audience, but it's not going to find its audience if it doesn't have some type of execution that involves finding its audience.
So that's what I'm saying. It's about execution.
You guys are so philosophical about what is an idea.
I put most of the weight on the execution. I
do as well. But most people don't, and I try to be respectful of that, because I'm not necessarily an idea. I'm a filter. I find ideas that I feel are worth investing in.
No, you're not.
But
you keep people in your basement and whip them till they make you content. I mean, Alex barely made it out.
Yeah, that's my process.
And the only reason, David got exported because you're jealous counterparts.
I leased him to Jocko, whatever. He's doing stuff on his channel now.
Yeah, at last. I know. He's been struggling a bit. But
that thumbnail, man, on his last video was like wicked.
I can't believe I let him in my house. He's demented. He really is.
He is.
We ain't far off you, Jack.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Oh, that's...
You've got batteries lined up on your windowsill outside your house.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if the outside burns.
I'm
not renting.
Is David still coming to Mini Air Show? Do we know? We might get a chance to meet him in the UK.
Yeah, I think so. He's been here before.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I know. When are you going to come down? You two? Like, you
actually,
guys never.
We're talking about. We were just talking about Germany in May, so I'm gonna see if I can get that lined up. Maybe we can through or something.
Yeah, man, you're like literally flying over us. Like, are we not like? If you looked at the Rotor Riot EU trip, there was 200 points that in there. Did you ever check that out?
saying come to the UK.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah.
Well, we actually, so Quad Camp, that was, London was like #1 on the cities voted. We did a poll both in Rotor Riot and Quad Camp, and London was like the top of both lists. So we have to find a way to get out there.
Yep.
Awesome.
Gotta do it, man.
Too much granny porn. What the hell's going on in chat, man? The hell? Oh, we're gonna. Oh yeah. No. I see. Whoops. Sorry.
No, now you got it.
All private stuff.
Wrong tab on his browser.
Wrong chat.
No. What it is one of if anyone's wondering what the hell is going on, we've got a bonus podcast that we do every month, and we were chatting like last week on our bonus pod, and
Oh yes.
and one of Andy RC's followers was called Finger Banging Granny in it or something like that.
I like how you point the finger at me. I would not mention any of this.
Yeah, so if you guys want a really good like after hours, LDO, I will recommend going to our Patreon and giving $3 minimum, and you too can learn about finger banging grannies. I looked over the chat.
It's not.
What am I getting accused of? I thought I'd done something wrong. Sorry, I wouldn't normally.
So what I'm about to say has nothing to do with what you just shared, but I'm gonna have to get going.
Yeah.
If you need some space in London, we've just got a first floor at work that's kind of mostly empty at the moment, so it's
Really?
going to be used for events and workshops and things. So if you need a space, there's a space.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Hey, Chad, before you go, when are you coming out to Florida to fly in the air with me?
Yeah,
I don't know when I can get this. I just got a text like 2 nights ago, and now I'm going to be getting on a plane to China next Thursday.
Wow.
So that's how quickly our schedules change and things happen. So,
Yeah.
but it's fun. It's exciting, but I love you guys. Thanks for sending the link. I had like 5-10 minutes. I'm actually running late.
Yeah,
I got
nice. All right, message me, remind me. I'll send you that bonus pod if you want. If you're traveling about and you want to listen to it.
Nice.
No worries, I'll send you the link.
Yeah, we'll put the word out. Let's if we can get enough resources together to make it happen in London, we'll be there. Kevin runs podcast, so I run everything through him. But yeah, we definitely want to get out there. So.
There's a weekend spot you could run a quad camp from. I know from my friend.
Typically, just so you guys know, they're usually about 40 people, and then we try to cap it at 40, and then have a workshop space that you can fit everybody in, but then also some place to fly. Ideally,
we could easily do that.
Okay, good.
Just like if you said we're coming over, we'd be able to sort it out easily.
Awesome. Okay. Well, then the only thing we got to get sorted out then is the plane tickets. So, so when we figure that out, we can make all the finances work. So we're not
TV
losing
money. Sell your ass.
I'm sure it'll happen soon.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I hope it will.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Chad.
Cool.
All right. Talk to you later.
See you, mate.
I've only got three more minutes before I have to go and set up.
Let's ask Alex to give us a tour of where he is at the moment, then, please.
Yeah, and tell us how you fucked up on. Oh no, I said the word fuck. Hang on, 50.
Oh, by the way, you were saying the way that we started this whole conversation was you saying that I haven't put any content. I've been putting content, actually more.
Yeah, ignore Tony.
Steady.
What happened?
His TV doesn't work.
I cancelled my TV license. What happened, Alex? I was subscribed to you. The last thing I saw was you at a Chinese motor factory, and then I didn't see anything.
You have to remember.
Changed something.
You have to remember.
Drunk and
I never.
Who's this guy flying this plane? I didn't subscribe
You have to remember that Tony installed a webcam and race flight stopped working.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Wait.
that's
I'm gonna send you the link to the new channel. The channel's the same. It's still.
Can you
nothing
put
has
it in the
changed.
comments?
It's
Like
only
put it in
the
the
link.
chat or something?
I've found it since. I'm going to subscribe again in a minute, but I don't know why it was unsubscribed, because it was Alex. The last thing I saw was Alex in showing us around China and a motor factory.
Yeah,
and
brother.
it changed.
I'm actually going back to China. I have a couple of things lined up that I'm going to go deeper into China to show the manufacturing process of a drone, like even deeper.
Cool.
I want to tell the story. I really, really want to tell that story.
Don't you want to go? Don't you want to go to Canada first and watch them dig the minerals out of the earth?
I actually, I do. That's no joke.
Sorry.
That would be good. That would be
When
good.
I-
That would be good, man.
Is he wearing a dressing gown or a smoking jacket?
It's only a
What is
smoking
this?
jacket if you turn your dressing gown inside out.
I'm not doing a Joshua Bardwell, all right? I'm not wearing a dress.
Like, it's such a. I love. That's the one thing I stand about Tony is I make a bizarre 90s TV reference and he understands it. Probably because he's been here since the end of time.
Well, Alex, those videos really exploded, though, didn't they? The China visit ones. I couldn't believe it. Like, there was so much interest, wasn't there?
I really loved
I don't
them.
know how that happened. I really don't know how that happened. Like, there's one of the videos that's like 800,000 views. I don't know.
Yeah, it's viral, I guess you would say.
Zero says Elvis lives. I'm sure that's.
But
I'm sure
you were joking about me going to Canada and seeing how they extract.
Yeah.
That's actually what I want to do. I want to tell the story like of a lipo battery.
That would be sweet video.
Oh, so you've got the reference, the lithium in thing. No, I'm really proud of you.
Lithium and then they take it to China and how there are.
Isn't lithium grown from a lake?
I have no. It's.
Jack smacking his head, but if you really research Jack, it will be from a lake.
Well, it's because it drags. You tend to find that the lakes drag minerals down because they do that with gold as well.
Well, I wasn't wrong then.
Kind of. I know. I can't
Thank
really.
you.
No, it's just. It's sweet.
Thank you.
It's sweet, really. You do risk becoming Stranger Parts. You know that guy who made his own iPhone. You know, become like.
That's what I want to do. I actually did that.
Be a good video.
You built your own drone. Like, what is different? Here's a really crap idea, well executed. Go, sell it to me.
Right now, I'm in the process of doing something very, very similar, and I don't want to talk about it much yet because I'm still in the process of putting it together. But it's very, very similar, but with a drone, and I'm gonna tell that story. Because I set up this year. That's one of my goals this year was to tell that story.
Yeah.
And so I'm planning on telling that story.
I'd like that. I'd watch that.
Actually, I already have a couple of prototypes of what it is that I'm making. So it's getting closer and closer.
Sweet.
A question I wanted to ask you, Alex, is that I noticed that in a lot of the general aviation videos you have to do a lot of captions, and I think, is that because like the FAA are out there hunting for mistakes in videos? I notice you'll put like a little comment up that says I cut out the part where I turned the beacon on, or like, you know, the full air traffic control has been cut out just for editing purposes. Is that something you worry about?
Well, that I'm just putting those comments, you know, those captions ahead of the comments, right? Because when you're flying, there are a lot of procedures that you have to follow, a lot of different procedures. And so if I put all the procedures, the video is going to be an hour and any video could be an hour and a half, 2 hours. And so I have to sit there in the edit room and think, okay, what am I going to cut out? And so to jump ahead of the pilots that are watching that might say, oh, well, he didn't do this and he didn't do that. I just want to put that in there so that they know that I did do it, but I'm cutting it out for, you know, for the video to be able to be 15 minutes.
So it's not for the FAA purpose, because I hear like rumors that they just sit there and try and, you know, find people from videos and stuff. So it's not really about that. It's about making the video shorter.
It's about making the video shorter.
Okay.
And about that, from the I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I know that I'm very, when it comes to aviation, this has actually changed the person that I am. It has changed me. I'm a lot more organized. I'm a lot more careful, and I pay a lot more attention to details, because when you're in an airplane, you can't miss things. You can't be making mistakes. Yeah. You can't, I mean, I'm editing a video right now where, I'm having a hard time editing this video because right now I have it at an hour and I want to cut it down to like 12 minutes, and I don't know what to cut because everything is good, everything is important, and I make videos that I want to watch. So if a lot of pilot videos out there, so I as I'm watching a video, I wish I would see. There are things that I wish I would see, and so that's the way that I'm making my videos. Something that I want.
I'm seeing a transition though. Like people used to only watch a couple of minutes of YouTube and then switch off and find something else. But gradually, I think people are turning off their TVs and choosing what they want to watch, like me, and would rather watch an hour's worth of content than that you can actually pick rather than getting sent to you. You watch this. So
and you can pause it, you can come back to it.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather watch the hour of something that I choose to than 2 minutes of something. Like if one of my mates posted a video of them flying for 10 minutes, chatting for 10 minutes, I'd rather watch that than 2 minutes of bloody news.
Yeah.
Alex, have you seen any of the Tucker Gott stuff? What do you think about him and his flying exploits?
Oh my God. I actually met him a couple of months ago. His stuff is absolutely insane. I've always liked paragliding, but his videos make me want to get a wing. And so I'm friends with a lot of the guys here in South Florida that fly paragliders. And I'm just going to say, I'm planning a video with a guy, a formation of him and his paraglider and me in an airplane.
Wow.
It takes a lot of planning because we have to be really, really safe. And we got to fly to an area where there's not a lot of traffic.
Guys, I am really sorry. I've got to stop you there. I've got to go. So you could either stay and text me and let me know when you want me to cut you off, or we can finish up now.
Well, we're at the hour point, aren't we? So that's usually when we cut it off anyways.
Yep. No
All right, guys. For inviting me to this. And,
pardon?
Anybody find my channel that had it before and have it now is youtube.com/Flyers District.
We will put
guys.
We'll put you in the link.
I'll put the link up.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show you the snow in Romania. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Cool. That's mad.
That'll be in next week.
Yep. Edit that out because it will be a voice only podcast. No one will ever see that.
Thanks, Ash.
Yep, thanks Ash for ruining that. Right, thank you. Tonight you've been joined by Andrew/Frank.
Good night.
Andy RC.
Night, everyone.
Ash from Joining On.
Hello, goodbye.
Our lovely guest, Alex. I really enjoyed talking to you and talking to you beforehand a couple of months ago. You're always welcome.
Take care,
and everyone subscribe to Flyers District and my faithful lesbian lover.
I actually am a lesbian. Bonjour.
Tony, or Tone Star on YouTube. I don't know why I thought, and I've been Bright Until I Fly, and you've been watching and listening to Let's Drone Out. Please like, subscribe, share, and maybe donate $1 on the Patreon, just so you're a mod, and then you can tell us to go F ourselves in the A. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.